Berimbolo gives you a lot of options, but the first thing you have to do is you have to put your partner's hips on the mat. As we went over, we can just do something as simple as get on top and pass from there. But the next option I want to show you is one of three options I think everybody should know from the Berimbolo, and this is the simplest way to get to a dominant position. Now, many people use the Berimbolo as a tool to take the back, and we'll invert and spin under them to do that. And we'll tackle that in a subsequent video. But even if you never want to invert, there's a really powerful way to use this move to take them out, and that's what we're going to go over. So we went over in a previous video the fundamentals. We have the outside hook. We're controlling either the heel or the pants. You can Berimbolo with various grips, but for this series, we're working on it from the belt. I may show how you can do it with the collar, how you can do it with the sleeve, all sorts of stuff. But for now, let's just get the belt. The reason that I like the belt so much, for one thing, it's a tough grip to break. For another, it allows me to control the hips, which will allow me to both push and pull him, as well as guide my own body. So I'm going to push him. When I get a reaction, I load him onto me. Boom. And we talked about how we could just come up here and start to pass the guard. But what I'm going to want to do, particularly if his back's on the mat like it is coming to mount is very simple for me. I'm going to grab the pants if I already have them. If I don't, I'll grab them. My foot's going to come to the far hip. As my foot comes to the far hip, I just pull with the belt grip while I stiffen on the pants backward, let go, and come to the mounted position. There's a couple of details I want us to pay attention to, but that's sort of the long and the short of it. One thing to mention, typically with this series, the reason we're giving you three options is that whatever your partner does, whatever his or her reaction is, you're going to have an opportunity to do the appropriate counterattack. So if our partner sits up, as we'll see later, or tries to bounce back or tries to stay standing, we're always going to have this path to the back from the outside hook. If our partner is like, I don't want you to be on my back, a lot of times they'll put their back on the mat because they don't want you to attack their back. If that happens, this mount take is always available. So I have the heel or I have the pants. I have my control hook and I have my attack foot, which I can use to play with this base. If we're not doing Berimbolo, we can use this to set up triangles, we can use this to set up tripod sweeps, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to reach up, try to grab the sleeve. If I can't get it, I'll get the belt. For this move, I prefer the belt, as I mentioned, and you can see why in a second. Pull, load their weight onto you, kick them off to the side immediately. I'm going to put my heel, or put my instep on the far hip. The reason I want to keep the belt is because now I can just pull myself forward and pull myself into the mount. If I lose control of the belt, I'll grab the pants with 4 fingers inside like this. One last time. And this time I'll show you part of why we would do this. Obviously, if our opponent, part of why we're gripping the heel and the pants here is to try to stop him from getting this knee in between him and us. Well, yes, for now, I'm trying to stop him from initiating a guard pass, but the reason I want to do this when I do the Berimbolo is, if he's able to keep his knee between himself and us, then we're not going to be able to mount. We're going to end up in the guard. Not the end of the world, but not what we're looking for, right? So that's why I want to keep my hand on the pants. So I'm going to come and get my grips. So here's the thing. If Jesse were to try to pop up, his back would be exposed, and I would spin under and take the back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put my foot on the far side, active hook on the belt line here, and now I'm just using this belt grip to pull me to the mount. Once I'm here, my hips go down, my chest goes up, and I make 2 posts to Berimbolo into the mount. One of the reasons that we'll do this is when you start Berimboloing to take their back, when they sit up and you can spin underneath them, as we'll do in the Berimbolo in the back video, a lot of times guys will just glue their back to the mat, not wanting you to take their back. In that case, the easiest option is going to be this, the Berimbolo straight to the mat.